where we explore the ideas and innovation shaping the future of tourism. Before we begin, we would like to introduce ourselves. So we are students from the Hospitality and Tourism School in Porto. And as a part of academic journey, we're excited to discuss some of the most important trends and developments influencing our industry today.
So we are honored to have with us today Mr. Manuel Trindade, the Innovation Coordinator of Nesta, Portugal's Tourism Innovation Center. Nesta plays a key role in promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation within the tourism sector, helping Portugal remain at the forefront of industry development. Mr. Trindade, thank you very much for joining us today. We are delighted to have this opportunity to speak with you and ask some important questions about the impact of artificial intelligence on tourism.
Before we dive into the topic, we would love for our audience to get to know a little bit better. Could you please introduce yourself, tell us about your professional journey, and share a bit about your role at Nesta? And with that, let's begin our conversation.
All right. Well, first of all, thanks a lot for your invitation. It's always a pleasure to be here and speak with you about such an interesting topic and so real right now. I started my professional journey at I started doing my bachelor's in finance. So I'm graduated in finance. Then I worked for Capgemini in financial services for 2 years, more or less. Then I decided, okay, I really like these financial topics, but I decided that I'm more of a social person. So I did my master's in strategic management in Tilburg University. It's in the Netherlands. I would say it's a bit like Covilhã that we have here in Portugal, a very student city. There, I was a bit focused more on the consultancy track. So after that, I decided that I wanted something different. So I had the opportunity to go to the European Parliament in Brussels, work there for at least 1 year, more or less. And then I did also an experience in diplomacy at the Portuguese embassy in Brazil. So as you will understand, it became a bit broad. And when I returned to Portugal, I saw this opportunity here at Nesta. Nesta, I don't know if you know a lot about Nesta. It's a non-profit association created in 2019 between 8 founders. So we have Turismo de Portugal in the center as a public entity. We have Google, Microsoft, Nós, the telecommunications company, and Aeroportos, Brisa Via Verde, and we have 2 banks with us. And the main goal of this association is to digitize the tourism sector. So this was a sector that was a bit traditional, but that has become more digital every year. And here our main goal is to help SMEs and startups to prosper. And how do we do that? We provide them training, we provide them mentorship, we also help them, for example, to access some funds. And here I would like to say that the SMEs represent almost 97-98% of the companies here in Portugal, so they are the main deal. And regarding the topic that we will talk later, Nest created this course called Generative AI for Tourism Professionals, and what we wanted to do was to be like the ramping stage of this topic for the tourism professionals. We have this news every day, but we wanted to start, and so we give very specific examples for professions like receptionists, housekeeping supervisors, hotel managers, travel agents, of how they can use this technology to improve their productivity every day. So we are not a training entity, but we wanted to be like the first stage here, and that's something that I would like to emphasize. And well, I think then we can.
Thank you so much.
We would have time to enter more in the topics. But,
Sure. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
introducing yourself, and it's really interesting that you trying to include the new technologies and in AI in tourism in Portugal. So I would love to begin with the first question in that topic. How is AI currently being used in the tourism and hospitality industry? What changes have you already observed in your business?
Well, here I would like to emphasize that tourism was one of the first sectors to go more digital, and the industry in general is taking a very pragmatic approach to learn how to rethink how to operate and grow. I mean, we live in a moment with a lot of uncertainty, and with the wars and the oil prices, etc. So it's very important that we act on the variables that we can control. So here, regarding AI, I would say that no single tool does everything. So it's very important to start testing, identify use cases, and build the right teams around it. We really need to stop being afraid of making mistakes and errors and become more proactive here.
Yeah, we should learn.
AI is already being quite used. We have these 24/7 virtual assistants that we have in hotels and on every site that we go. They are already monitoring a lot our social media, and we have real-time translation. We have, for example, this automation in energy consumption that is reducing a lot the costs for hotels. So the innovation here starts with very small improvements and subtle changes, and I think that's it for now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What do you think are the biggest advantages of AI for tourism companies and hotels in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay. So here the big win is really this automation of bureaucratic and repetitive tasks. This is also generating a lot of efficiency in the hotels and is freeing up some time for client support. That is something that needs a lot of help and needs a lot of human touch to keep it real. Also, there are a lot of more applications, for example, in the creation of content with videos, presentations, revenue management, between others. I can give the example of the MICE departments. I think you know it. They specialize a bit in organizing corporate and private events, and currently they are spending a lot of time on budgeting. Yet there are a lot of clients that end up not converting. So with AI, they can run simulations much faster. They can get like a realistic picture of the costs up front, and this will avoid mistakes in an early phase. So this will save both time and money for both sides.
Yeah. I agree. AI simplify a lot of operational tasks. That's true.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you think that AI can improve the travel experience for visitors coming to cities like Porto?
Yeah, but to Porto and to all the cities as well. For visitors, I believe AI can be great for quick access to real-time information. So it can be regarding the hotel itself, can be about the destination, can be about the hidden gems that no one knows. And this means like right now we have this 24/7 seamless support without having someone at the desk that was the case before. So, but here I think it goes much further than that. For example, when we go to a museum and we work with startups that have this technology for museums, we can have the phone pointing to a painting, and here they can. When you point to the painting, it starts a conversation with the painting. So you will have almost like in a dynamic, engaging way, getting to know more about this painting and what's the history behind it. I have a startup called Guide Sophia, and what they do, for example, you enter in a museum and we are a group of 4, all different, with different genders and ages. And what they do, they first identify the place where you are. Then they identify the user, and depending on his interests and on his age and gender, we will look at the same painting with the same information but a different history. So it will be adapted the history to the person that's looking at the painting. And here, I feel like this is a big difference from what we had before, and I guess for younger generations, it will start being much less boring than before.
It seems to be it's of the new concept, also visiting museums, as you said, and tourism in general. So
I guess the example of museums, but can
it's right,
can be much more. Can be
examples,
much
sure.
more.
And new generation will explore the world in a different way. So, do you think AI will replace certain jobs in tourism, such as travel agents or tour guides, or will mainly support them?
Well, not specifically those jobs, but I guess it will be a bit of both. There are some tasks that will be eliminated, and this is just the reality. But there are also new roles that will emerge. I think roles like AI specialists, these data scientists, they are also an option. But the key thing is that the human touch is still quite deeply valued by travelers, and especially in moments that require some type of empathy or creativity. I believe, for example, in the process of check-in should be maintained by humans, even though I know that this thing is changing over time. But I see it as the first entrance point to an hotel or to a restaurant or whatever, and it makes a big impact if we have a good connection immediately. And I mean, all our opinion about the restaurant or about the hotel will be a bit different.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I guess it depends also, right, on what type of entity or accommodation it is, because traditional hotels, I think, it's more appreciated by tourists as well if there is somebody personally at the reception, right? It would work more for maybe Airbnb.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit conservative here in this answer. But I think it will change over time. Maybe it will be a robot in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So let me check. So how can companies balance technology with the human touch that is traditionally important in hospitality? And what do you think are the main risks or disadvantages of using AI in tourism services?
Okay. So here I divided a bit into different answers. So in terms of risks, there are many. I see it a lot of people that are not doing the prompts well, and they are also not able to verify the outputs that they generated, and these can get to very misleading results, and also it's also directly tied with the quality of the data. It can be incomplete or outdated, and this will lead to very poor decisions. Then, as I was saying, the SMEs represent a big part of our companies here in Portugal, and the cost and the initial investment for an SME can be a barrier. This for a big company is not the case, but for an SME, I know it can be a barrier. Then also the privacy of the data that can be used in a non-ethical way, and finally, I guess we all will all feel that if we feel that we are too monitored in an excessive way, we'll lose the confidence on the technology. So we need to be careful on that. In terms of the human touch, well, I think most tourists they are more worried about the quality of the experience. They are not worried about what's happening behind the scenes. So my view is that AI and automation should be invisible. So technology should work as a facilitator, but not the main thing. It reduces friction, it speeds things up, and it improves decision making.
Definitely.
But I mean, for example, we can have physical agents cleaning the rooms, managing stocks. All the invisible activities, they can be done by AI easily, and that's already a reality. It's true that it's starting to be harder and harder to create a very genuine experience, and we need to see AI as something that is also providing to the place where they are and not just extracting. It's true that we want everything faster and we want quick decisions, but I don't think we should breathe too fast, otherwise it's not very healthy.
Yes, I agree.
So, sorry. How could AI help manage issues such as over-tourism and crowd destinations?
Yeah. So here, I think that's the biggest advantage of AI. AI's ability to manage large volumes of data. It makes it a very powerful tool, and it can be used to manage tourism flows. So here at Nest, I can give the example. We are already working, and it will be active this year, on a territory management platform for SMEs and also for business guys, and also for municipalities. And the goal is to have all the info in real time to manage the tourism flows. And these AI tools, they are able to identify very patterns. They cross information and they support the decisions. We can use very alert systems that or these alarmistic phases that they can look at overcrowded areas and redirect visitors to less crowded spaces. And here I want to say that Google is already quite advanced in this stage. They provide real-time information on how the restaurant or the museum is in terms of how crowded it is, and they look at historical data. This kind of data helps the consumers because they go to places less crowded, but they also help the authorities because they can manage their resources and reallocate if needed. So it's great for both sides.
Thank you.
Win to win. So how might AI change the way tourists discover local culture, food, events in a destination?
Yeah. AI platforms, they can offer very personalized recommendations, and they optimize travel routes. They improve the management of these tourist destinations. We have these virtual assistants that give us this 24/7 support. They help tourists solve issues in real time, and they can get detailed information about the destinations, the accommodation, the activities. For everyone is better. So the travel becomes much efficient. It becomes safer, and it becomes very tailored to the individual preference. So the information that I'm receiving won't be the same as yours, and this enriches the traveler experience. I mean, it's a huge shift from what we had in the past of this one size that fits all approach. So I guess it's very exciting.
There are a lot of people who use AI, but I think they still don't trust it. Do you agree? I mean, they're not.
Sorry?
There are a lot of people who use AI nowadays, but they are not prepared to it. They don't trust it, and I think they're not prepared to new technologies and the velocity how it's developing.
Yeah, but it's changing so quick. I know, like in everything else, there's a lot of distrust in the beginning, but with time, I think we will start all to trust it.
People get used
I mean, we need to. My goal here today is also to promote this testing environment and not the afraid part. I mean, it's really a reality, and we just need to embrace it and take the best out of it, I would say.
I think everyone starts with small tryouts, and then it becomes we use it for everything. So I think we missed one question, but do you believe that tourists actually want more AI automation, or do they prefer human interaction when traveling? What is your personal opinion?
Yeah, I think I more or less replied to that answer before. It's I think if AI stays a bit invisible in some specific tasks, I think they want both. They are just more worried about the quality of the experience, if they can have a good mix, and that it can be done by an hotel or by a small establishment. They make a good mix between human and machines. I think it will work just fine. Everyone will be more productive and efficient, and at the same time, they have this goal of making it keep real and not too connected with the machines. Otherwise, people will start to get get some distrust, as you were saying before.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead 10, 20 years, what do you think the tourism experience will look like if AI continues to develop quickly?
Yeah. So right now we are already entering in a new phase with AI, this agentic style, agentic AI. So here the agents, they simply don't answer just to your question, they already act on their behalf. So imagine that we are telling an AI agent to book a restaurant, arrange some transfers, reserve hotel rooms, and this is already being done just by a click. So this will all happen. It's something that we normally took maybe 2-3 days. This happens in some minutes now. And this is not science fiction, it's here. And this is being used a bit to anticipate the needs of the guests. For example, this conversational concierge for 24/7 support, and also the dynamic pricing to optimize revenues. I believe also physical AI will be a reality. I mean, with the robots and everything. These are machines that act and understand the real world where we are. For example, I gave us the cleaning the rooms, but it can also be. I'm from Madeira, and they are already doing to transport heavy materials from one side to another. That was done by a human, and now it can be done also by a robot, which is very cool. And they all operate in autonomous ways, so they are very specified on the globe, and they act on their behalf. Okay. So here, my final message is a bit to embrace this new reality, and if you don't embrace it, you will risk becoming irrelevant. So it's not just about efficiency. It's not about just speeding things up. It's already a powerful tool to develop our own teams. Like we have OTAs like Expedia and Booking. They are already positioning a lot themselves in AI and the LLMs, because otherwise they will stop also being used. So if OTAs are already doing this, companies need to do the same. Otherwise, it will be a huge risk for their survival, basically.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, I don't know, do we have more questions?
Yes.
Yes, please, audience.
Can you ask? I don't know if you can hear me.
Can you pass the mic?
What's
Pass the mic.
No. It's only.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the paper of the schools in this process? What can schools do to give the students the right sense of this development?
Right. Well, schools have a huge role. Here at Nest, we are also very eager to promote the ideas from schools. They sometimes bring amazing ideas on how to influence the startups that already exist. They sometimes create startups, which is very cool. I think schools should emphasize the use of this technology and this testing phase. And they should not be afraid, because it's a reality. And they are also very important in forming people and to create this empathy and creativity that will stay human. And I think it will be a bit of both roles. So foster technology and at the same time promote this human touch.
Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate your time, and have a lovely rest of your day.
Very good line.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.